Bradford white 50-gallon natural gas water heater making this noise from the power vent. This unit is 21 years old. So we're going to fix this problem. To start the repair, I unplugged the water heater, and to remove the power vent we have to remove one screw here, and there are similar screws in the back. So you can see there is one here and there's one on the other side. You can't really see it, but it's there. You have to go by feel in my case because I don't have access in the back. And then in order to remove the connector, power connector, you have to remove these two screws, Phillips. And then there is one screw at the bottom here which has to be loosened up. You can't really see it, but it's right here. You just loosen this and this cap will come off and you can see the connector. We also need to remove this PVC coupling. So these two have to be loosened, and this coupling has to be moved up on the 2-inch PVC pipe, not down. I removed the two screws here and loosened the screw at the bottom, and this box just comes off like that. This is the connector here that goes into the water heater. So I'm gonna press these two clips and just remove it. It comes off easy. And I have removed the screw here, and I've removed the screws in the back. Now I have to loosen the screws here and move it up. That's loose. That's loose enough. Let me go ahead and move this couple out. It takes a little bit of strength. I think this one needs to be loosened more. No, it is pretty loose already. Yeah, it just needs some strength. Let me use both hands. So what I did was I used a twist motion. So I was twisting and pushing up, and you can see it's cleared the joint here. Now I already removed this once. If you're doing it for the first time, this will be a little stuck. Do not use a screwdriver to pry here because there is a delicate rubber gasket which will break. So try to pull from here and kind of push with your palm, and it is going to get unstuck and come out eventually, like that. That's the power vent unit. The part number is 119233-00. On the other side, the motor is a Jackal, and the part number is 110533-00. So I'm guessing that's the part number for the motor and the fan together. I got a Fasco A163 Fasco, and it's the exact same dimensions and location of ports and everything. So I should be able to remove the Jackal and install the Fasco. So that's what we're going to do next. In order to remove the draft inducer from this mount, I have to loosen this screw here, and then there are 3 screws, one here, one over here, and so right there. Now I need to disconnect the temperature sensor. So in the original part, on the intake side on the inducer, there is this 2-inch pipe. So it's 2-inch wide and about 1 inch in length. This is stuck on to the original part. In the replacement, there is no such thing. So we have to fabricate this part and somehow stick it up here. So from Home Depot, I got these 2 by 1.5 inch PVC bushings. The bushing has the advantage that there is a little bit of surface area here, so it will help with adhesion. So I'll put epoxy here as well as on the sides. But the problem is that this is longer. It's taller than 1 inch, so it's not going to fit. So the first step is for us to cut it off at the 1 inch mark. So I put a mark at 1 inch, and I'm going to use this PVC pipe cutter to cut the bushing. We are going to file off the lettering and make this part rough for the epoxy to work. So I did rough it up with the sandpaper. You can see it's a little bit rough. Now I'm going to clean the surfaces with isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to use for this job the JB Weld Original Formula Epoxy. Goes on gray. So I'm going to go ahead and mix it. For mixing, I happen to have this plastic lid. I'm going to mix on this, and I'm going to use the back of a plastic fork to mix and apply. Roughly equal parts, mix them together. To try and put it in the center. I'm just aligning the corners to the ring. Okay, looks like it's in the center. Press it in, and then now I'm going to apply the epoxy on the sides to strengthen the bond like that. There's a little bit more surface area this way for the epoxy. Just fill up all of the gap between the ring and the bushing. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We'll leave it for 15 hours to dry. If you compare the two, there is a temperature sensor on the exhaust port of the original. There's no port here, but there is a template. So I'm going to take out this sensor, measure the diameter, and then drill a hole. So it's about 6 by 10 or 3 by 5. So we are going to use a step drill bit. I think it'll go up to here. Let's see. Yep, this will work out. Okay, so we're gonna drill a pilot first. Now we're gonna use the step. And now the sensor fits nicely. Now I need to drill 2 holes for the screws. It's fitting, but it's not fitting perfectly. There seems to be a gap so the air can leak. These things are raised a little bit for some reason, and this thing is obstructing the edges. So I'm gonna try and break this part off. There. There you go. And I'm gonna file these items here. Here, I have applied some caulk, totally unnecessary. I don't even know if it's gonna stay. It doesn't get over 90, 100 degrees on the exhaust port on these things. So, should probably stay, but hopefully now I'll have a seal. There. Okay, now it's time to cut the wires, so I'm going to measure and see where I have to cut. So let me go ahead and cut right here. Okay. Using this heat shield sleeve from the old fan. Hopefully it'll all go in. All done. Installed. There's no more noise. Working beautifully.